Tom, good to see you. It's been a busy time since we last caught up. Just sort of tell us a little bit about what the last few weeks have been like for you.
So, I mean, firstly, it's great to have football back. Obviously, pre-season, there was a lot of talk. I think early doors, the main bits of contact to me were we haven't signed anyone yet, we haven't signed anyone, what's going on? And then obviously those signings came in and, credit to James, John, the coaching staff, everyone involved for getting those signings over the line. And obviously to get back to the first home game on Saturday, I'm definitely a fan of the league. Pre-season's good, but I think that's for the players and the staff. So to be back, and to me, it felt like there was a real buzz outside. As people know, I volunteer in hospitality areas on a match day, so it's a great opportunity to meet sponsors, fans. But I'll also make sure I pop up to Cars Bar at least a few times before and after the game if I can do. And it was great to catch up with people, because I think that engagement that you get face to face is what I really enjoy. Discussion is what it's all about. I think sometimes you can read things, people will know I read social media, I read the forums, the online groups, but actually they don't always allow for flowing discussions. And sometimes when you have those conversations, it just really helps you. So that first home game, it was great to get a win on under the belt early doors, and again some feedback came in quite quickly. I know people had some questions around the tickets and the public address system and all of these sorts of things, so it was nice to sort of be able to answer them, which I can probably answer in a little bit more detail on here as well.
Yeah, you're definitely someone, as you've said before, that operates better face to face, meeting people, talking to people. So the fact that the matches are back, match days are here, that gives you a much wider opportunity to catch up and engage with fellow supporters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, home games, it's an opportunity, like I say, to meet everyone from our match sponsors through to the mascots, the families, people attending the first game, seasonal members. So from a home game perspective, that's great. From the away games as well, I'll always try and get to as many games as I can. I travelled up with Six Fields Travel last week, and that again, there's 2 coach loads full of people there to have a conversation with, have a catch up with at the pub stop on the way. And again, people, it proves people have different levels of interest and investment in the club. For me, the first thing I do in the morning is check what's happened the night before and try and keep up to date with people. For others, it is very much just about what happens on the pitch. But I think it's great to have those conversations, and then you get to the away ground at Grimsby last week, and there's faces that I haven't seen for months, because they're Cobblers fans. I've probably known them and see them much more than I see some of my family. But actually, it's great to catch up face to face, because, like I say, you can have a conversation, and I think that dialogue is where the most important things get kind of discussed. And then if people wonder what I do with that from that point of view, I've then got access to James, Kelvin, to ask them questions. And raise those points, and then hopefully share the feedback that's needed, either with individuals or with a wider group through updates like this.
Just talk us through maybe some of the issues that have come your way. At the start of each season, there's always a few things that crop up, a few teething issues, a few things that perhaps are done slightly differently that supporters maybe aren't quite sure of. So just sort of give us a flavour, an overall flavour of some of the things that have come your way.
Yeah, I think the main one last Saturday, obviously first game of the season, we've got a new ticketing system in place. And had some queries directly to me, which were really helpful in a sense, because it was pointing out, and I was able to share that with James and just to ask what had happened, because obviously I think in the build up to kick off, people had arrived, some fairly late, but obviously people were collecting season tickets. There were lots of things happening. But what we found with the new ticketing system, which has then since been upgraded thanks to that, is actually the process of scanning tickets. That if you're holding a ticket and someone's holding a phone and they're moving around, it doesn't always catch straight away. So actually, by the time I came to the game on Tuesday night with Wickham, I came through the stand with my mum and my son. The steward carefully pointed out, have the code facing up, put it on the green dot, and then the ticket will scan. And it worked well for us. We accept there's always going to be teething issues with new systems. I mean, from a customer point of view, a supporter raised this with me last year. Will we be able to get tickets, have them delivered to phones, PDFs and things? And we said it was coming, and actually that time that will be saved in maybe having to come into the office to pick up a ticket, all of these sorts of things. In the long run, this is going to be a really good system, and it's getting used to those things. And I think actually you take that feedback on board. I don't take it as criticism, because it's an opportunity to make things better, and the fact that I can feed that back to the club really quickly and get an answer almost instantly is great. And I think the other one, which people might not have been aware of, depending on which stand you were sat, an issue with the kind of tannoy, the PA system, that, you know, actually what I wasn't aware of on the Saturday was that previously during that week, the system had been checked, it passed all the certifications and things that it has to, and then there'd been potentially some damage to that during the week that then meant on the match day it didn't work in the north and east stand. And, you know, thanks to the supporters who kind of inboxed me and just said, just so you're aware, this isn't working, and hopefully we're able to get that right. And, you know, from the majority of feedback I saw for the Wickham game, it was much better. So, you know, things like that, we're always looking to improve, and I think that's important. People listen, and, you know, from my role, I can't solve them personally. Trust me, I'm not down here fixing the system, but I can pass those messages on, and then people are acting them at the club as quickly as we can.
And a busy few weeks ahead. You've put your name down for the Open Forum in early September alongside the chairman and James, so looking forward to that. Another opportunity to meet yet more supporters. Yeah,
absolutely. And again, you know, the team at It's All Cobblers to me, you know, they'll come in, they're just hosting the event, which is great. You know, they're fantastic, they're supporters, and it is a chance for people to come and ask any questions. There are no scripts, you know, from my point of view. I'm willing to answer anything. Not everyone will like every answer. You know, I've always said I can't absolutely represent everyone, but if someone asks me a question, we can answer it honestly. And I think, again, having that chance to explain things, one of the things I've learned, you know, decisions, there's often a lot of thought goes into it, that the fact that we move this or move that, there's a lot of thought, sometimes on the playing side of things, sometimes on the business side of things, that actually there's implications to decisions that are made. And as a fan, you know, ultimately I want us to win every Saturday, and that's the most important thing. But I think when we look at it, you know, the club does take the feedback on board, and hopefully that'll be a great evening. Lots of people coming along to ask any questions that hopefully as a group we'll be able to answer.
And just a final one, Tom, as well as maybe bumping into you on a match day or seeing you on a coach or on a train or community open forum, how best can supporters contact you if they wish to?
Yeah, the best way again of contacting me is via email. Obviously I've got full-time work, and you know, I do put a lot of hours into this role voluntarily outside of those, but the best way is to email me on clifftom@hotmail.com. Give me a little bit of time to respond, and then, you know, from there, just to give you an idea, we've had people do that before, and then within a week we've had a meeting with the chairman, or we've gone on to have those conversations, because we will try and answer questions. I can't promise to solve everything immediately, but we always want to listen and try and improve things.
Perfect.